Welcome, everyone, to Take the Lead. I am your host, William Kliski.
And I'm John O'Halloran, folks at home.
So, John,
Yes.
we're going to start with some basketball, shall we?
Good old basketball. We're playing basketball.
So, tuning out trade rumors, Lonzo Ball dials up his best game yet for the New Orleans Pelicans.
What did this boy drop?
So, obviously, Lonzo Ball is in trade discussions.
As well as J.J. Redick.
Yeah, but he's no stranger to that because his last year with the Lakers, basically all seasons, like he might get traded. So, on, let's see. Where did the numbers go? Okay, so in the Pelicans game on Wednesday against Washington, Ball had 9 points and 4 assists while hitting 3 3-pointers in the first half while guarding Bradley Beal before rolling an ankle and missing the second half. Ball returned to action Friday night and played his best game of the season in a 131-126 win over the Bucks.
All right, they beat the Bucks. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Ball had a season-high 27 points, tying his high in a Pelicans uniform, matched a career high with 7 3-pointers, and had his second-best assist output of the season with 8.
He played a good game. I mean, you see that with some players when they're in trade rumors. They just there's a
Light it
game
up.
where they go off. Yeah.
So now, I had to look these numbers up so I can ask you this question.
Okay.
Which Ball brother is better? That's a lot of B's in there. Big Baller brand. There's a lot of B's in there,
I
too.
still think LaMelo is going to be the best one out of all of them.
Are you sure about that? Because do you think numbers lie?
Numbers don't lie.
So you want to hear their season stats so far?
Yes.
Who do you want to hear first, LaMelo or Lonzo?
Let's do Lonzo because we're on the topic of him.
All right, so Lonzo on the year is averaging 12.9 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 4.9 assists. LaMelo is averaging 11.4 points, 5.9 rebounds, and 5.9 assists.
Almost kind of similar.
Yeah, with the exception of LaMelo's triple-double.
Yeah.
On January 9th.
I still think LaMelo will be the best one.
Yeah, and here the key factor here is that LaMelo is averaging 6 minutes less per game.
You'll see. He's a rookie.
30 to 24.
You'll see he's a rookie, but I just think LaMelo will be the best one.
Yep. So going from brother to brother to someone who had a really bad year last year.
Who would this be?
Karl Anthony Towns.
Yes, he did not have a good year last year at all.
I'm not even talking about his season.
No.
He lost numerous family members
Yep.
to COVID. He's got COVID. And in an Instagram post, or in his Instagram story, he admitted that he got hit by a drunk driver and it sent him to the hospital in the offseason.
That's not a good 2020 for this guy.
No. So he was thankful for his girl. So someone asked him on Instagram, how do you stay so strong after overcoming so much? So he's like, 1, my faith. 2, life has taught me since I was young that if you dwell in the past, you will never give yourself a chance to live in the present and love life. 3, my support system, family, and friends have been amazing at keeping me sane and humble throughout my life. My parents and sisters showed me how to be a man and to never be ashamed of doing the right thing in this world, even when people, especially social media, make it seem it's not cool to be a man. There's one word that's missing because of stupid notification about COVID. And then number 4 is like, my woman has held me down more than the world knows. From my mother and family members dying, one on her B-day in Cabo, getting hit by a drunk driver was 2 p.m. in the afternoon, FYI, in L.A. this off-season, and staying with me in the hospital for the night and helping me in rehab. To the stint with COVID, she has been there with me every step of the way and stayed 10 toes down. My love for her knows no bounds, and I would be remiss if I don't acknowledge the power a good woman can have in your life. Men, treat your woman like a queen so she can treat you like a king.
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
Yeah, just like with all that going on within the span of like a year or less at this point.
Yeah.
Since COVID hasn't even been around for a year, to the degree it has been.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, yeah, bravo to Karl Anthony Towns for staying really strong. And sad story with COVID. NBA reporter analyst Seiko Smith dies of COVID-19.
Yep, I saw that.
He was 48 years old.
Too young.
Yeah. Condolences to the Smith family and anyone who was close to him.
Yep.
I know. Hit us with a happy story, John.
Well, it's really not happy, but we're
okay.
talking about the Ball brothers. Just a couple days ago, an article came out saying LeVar says Melo isn't happy coming off the bench. Hornets coach.
He's 19. Jesus
Yep.
Christ.
It says Hornets coach says rookie has to get better. If you're churning the ball over five times in 16 minutes, that ain't gonna cut it for me. The Hornets coach said, if you're going to be that on offensive end, you better be bringing some defensively. He had a stretch where he played extremely well. We need to find that again. He's got to get better, bottom line. He's engaged. He wants to get better. He's capable of handling it.
LaMelo Ball's engaged? What?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
And then
He's too young. No, I'm just kidding.
Then LeVar came out to TMZ Sport and said, my thing, he ain't happy with that. But he's got to get... but he ain't going to show that. LeVar told TMZ Sports, if I train you to be the best and always been starting all your life, here's what they don't get. My boys are not freaking role players. They're superstars. Let them do what they do. Like Will said, he's only 19. I mean, you're not going to see a rookie at 19 years old playing 30, 40 minutes. He's going to get less time.
Only LeBron will get that.
Yes, because LeBron was... You can't even explain what LeBron is. But no, he's only 19. He's going to get better. I think he's going to be the future point guard of the Hornets.
Whatever team he stays on.
Yeah. No, I think I've said numerous times, I think he's been the best ball brother. It's just going to take time to get better. I mean, if you're not producing, you're not going to get any minutes.
Yeah.
That goes for any player.
Oh, 100%. Speak from rookie to All-Star is not doing so good. Russell Westbrook.
No, he's not doing good at all.
3-12 with the Wizards. Worst record in the NBA.
Yep.
He got ejected the other night by pushing Rajon Rondo, which I didn't realize he was on the Hawks.
No, neither did I.
Now you know. And he's shooting below 40% from the floor for the first time since his rookie season. Westbrook.
I was going to say, it's been a while because usually that guy hits everything when he lets that ball go.
Yeah. So on Friday, that took the form of an ejection. Westbrook picked up his first technical foul in the second quarter when he and Rondo were both charged after an altercation. In the fourth quarter, Westbrook shoved Rondo and was quickly given his second technical foul. He was ejected from there, with Rondo waving goodbye from the free throw line as Westbrook left the game. You want to see?
That's funny. Yeah.
All right, loading this up. Load that back up. So, right here, shoved him a little bit. Ref called the tech. Move it forward. Rondo, watch Rondo.
Rondo says bye-bye. Did he? That's the second tech on Russ. Right.
Here's the replay. The announcer said that was a good call. Do you think that was a good call?
Well, I mean, if you got one technical foul on you, no matter what you do, if you push someone where it is, they're going to throw a technical on you.
Yeah. So when asked about it, Westbrook said that he stooped down to Rondo's level and regretted it.
Well, it's too late now. You did it.
He said, I mean, honestly, it's more on me. I cannot allow myself to stoop down to anybody's level. That's not my character, who I am, so I got to be better in regards to trash talking when things are said.
I would never thought it would see the day or a time where Russell Westbrook would have a season like this.
Yeah. It's obviously now known that Westbrook is the worst of the big three that was in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, you could say that, yeah.
But also speaking of the Hawks, in a moment, Steph Curry, probably the greatest
three-point shooter of all time.
Yeah,
no doubt. No one's ever going to reach his level.
Well, guess what? We're down it, baby. Trae Young, historic three-point shooting reaches new heights. Trae Young reached another personal milestone on Friday, notching his 400th career three-pointer during his team's 116-100 win over the Wizards. It took the 22-year-old shooter just 159 career games to reach that mark. Per ESPN Stats and Info, Young now holds the record for the fewest games to reach 400 threes in the NBA history. dating back to the start of the three-point era in 79-80 season. So, that begs the question. Is Trae Young better than Steph Curry when it comes to threes?
No way.
Even though he reached that point quicker than Steph Curry did?
Curry can only shoot a three half court, and he's going to hit it. No matter
Sounds
where,
like Trae Young can do it,
no
too.
matter where Curry shoots it, he's going to hit it.
Sounds like Trae Young can do it, too.
Yeah, I'm
400 and just 159
Yeah,
games,
but
though?
I'm taking Curry though.
Well, we'll see the All-Star weekend, huh?
If they have it.
Yeah, and if both would have to be in the three-point contest, too. But I just thought that was a crazy stat to share.
He's good.
Yeah, very good. And that's all my basketball.
The Miami Heat are using coronavirus detected dogs
What the fuck?
to smell for the coronavirus. How they do that? So you can smell coronavirus now?
I guess I saw somewhere else. I saw a different article. Apparently, a more method or more guaranteed method, or a better method than sticking something up your nose to test for coronavirus, and that is to swab your ass.
No Q-tip is going near my ass. My ass is only an exit.
But no, I wasn't joking. Apparently, that's a thing.
I'm good.
Yeah, no, they can go to my nose. That's fine.
It says the article came a couple days ago. The Heat are allowing fans in the arena for the first time starting January 28th, which was what?
2 days ago. Today's the 30th.
2 days ago. The crowd will be limited to just 1,500 fans.
That's not a lot.
No, but it's
Makes
like,
sense.
how can dogs, like, what if the dog can't sniff it because it has coronavirus? Seriously.
I mean, that is one of the symptoms. You lose your smell.
I just don't get how
Well, I'd hope they have more than one dog. They could probably smell it on the other dog, right?
that's true, too.
But then how would they communicate it? Yeah, shut up.
So if we travel again, does that mean dogs have to smell me for coronavirus?
Well, that's what they'll make you think. They're really going to be smelling you for the drugs.
That's
stuff
true.
that you keep in your pocket 24/7.
Don't say that.
Kidding, John, straight edge like I am.
No drugs for me. Jimmer Fredette, former
love Jimmer
NBA
Fredette.
first-round pick, scores 70 points again for his team out in
He's
China.
so good.
China.
It's a shame he didn't keep that same numbers in the
No.
NBA. Imagine if Jimmer Fredette was scoring 70 points every week in the NBA.
Oh, my God. He'd be the greatest of all time.
It'd be fucking insane.
It says Fredette connected on 18 of his 36 field goals attempts while nailing 11 of his 22 attempts beyond the arc.
Does the article say how many assists he had in that game?
Probably
Sounds
none.
like he took all the shots.
In addition, Fredette covered 23 of his attempts from the charity stripe. He also finished 2 rebounds and a single assist shy of recording his first triple-double of the season.
Oh, wow, so he is still passing the ball
All
while
right,
scoring
yep.
70 points.
I
I thought you were about to say a single assist. I'm like, yeah, that sounds right. But a single assist shy of a triple-double. Wow.
This is the first time that the former first-round pick has reached a 7-point mark as a member of the Sharks. Fredette actually
he
has
does it like every month.
Yeah, he's actually scored 70 points 2 more occasions during his time with the Sharks back when he scored 75 points in the 2018 game and dropped 73 in a 2017 contest. He's currently averaging 26.3 points this season while connecting on 38% of his attempts from 3. It's too
Crazy.
bad he didn't pan on the NBA because back when he was in college, that's like the only college player I knew at the time.
I blame the Kings head coach at the time for not letting him shoot.
That's true.
Calling you out. Don't know your name, but I'm calling you out.
Because he was a beast in college.
I know. He was scoring like 45 a game.
And it's just too bad it didn't work out in the NBA.
Oh, here's a question for you. Who's the better three-point shooter, Jimmer Fredette or Steph Curry?
Jimmer Fredette.
Jimmer range. It's not called Steph range. It's Jimmer range, baby.
He was dropping out. And do you now with NBA teams, because they see that kind of stuff. Because
Yeah.
he was just back in the NBA, I think last or 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
He played for the Knicks not that long. Is there a chance that he could come back to the NBA, or do you
At
think
this
his
point, I don't think so. It's been too long. He's like 32 now or something.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing.
How old is Jimmer Fredette?
Jimmer Fredette is 31 years old.
Alexa, when is Jimmer Fredette's birthday?
Tomorrow.
It's next month. He turns 32 next month. That's hilarious. I'm so close.
I was hoping you should say tomorrow or today.
That would have been hilarious. But once Alexa said February, I'm like, please be like the 2nd.
That you've been so freaking close.
Oh,
Speaking, Noel said during the All-Star weekend, if they have one, NBA is considering an NBA All-Star game after all, with Atlanta as a possible site.
Interesting.
The games are only scheduled through March 4th. Adam Stern reporting that All-Star game could be held March 6th or 7th, the following at the end of the league's first half schedule. So there's a chance that we could have it.
That'd be dope.
I wonder if they could be like with the even if they push it back a little more, they could do what the NFL does, like how the All-Star game before the finals start,
Yeah.
just like how they do the Super Bowl. I mean, do
They
the
do the Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I really like watching an All-Star weekend is a 3-point contest
Yeah.
because the dunks are always the same. You always go through your legs.
Always do a 360. Someone always attempts the foul line.
Yeah, then jump over somebody.
Yeah. I don't know. It was cool back in the day with Dwight Howard and Nate Robinson.
Oh, and when those two went at it.
Yeah. Howard jumping over a brand new car. And
Yep.
then Nate Robinson jumping over Shaq, was it? Or Dwight Howard? It's one of the two.
I think Nate Robertson jumped over Dwight Howard.
Yeah. That sounds
Then he
right.
got knocked out in a boxing match.
Speaking of that boxing match real quick, who do you have winning? Mayweather or Logan Paul?
It actually got postponed.
Yeah, I believe it. But who do you have winning whenever it happens?
Floyd Mayweather, even though Logan Paul has a height,
Do you think it's
but Floyd
just going to
Mayweather.
go the distance and then just going to give it to Mayweather so he still has his perfect record?
Oh yeah,
What
though
if Logan just gets one good shot, it's like, bam. I'll forever call it. I won't say Mayweather got knocked out by Logan Paul. I'll say Floyd Mayweather got knocked out by somebody who collects Pokemon cards.
that'd be embarrassing. But I think
Until you realize it's Logan Paul, he's freaking massive.
if the fight does happen, I think Floyd has experience. Yes, Logan's taller, but I think Floyd will use his height, Logan's height against him.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, if it happens. And now Jake Paul's fighting some UFC fighter in a box match.
Hey, one step closer to Conor McGregor, baby. I
Yeah,
want to see Conor McGregor kick his ass so bad.
I guess this UFC fighter he's fighting in the boxing match got knocked out within 3 seconds.
I believe it. Jake Paul has such a big mouth.
He does. I can't
I want to
stand him.
see Conor McGregor beat him to a pulp to where his mouth has to be like wired shut so he can't speak for like 2 weeks.
No, you get these fighters, real boxers, who will call out Jake Paul, and he fights guys who are 5'7".
I think Jake Paul just wants to be a real boxer at this point.
Well, when he does, and he's going to fight someone who's boxing for 15, 20 years, he's going to get his ass whipped.
I mean, that's what Logan Paul's trying to do with Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, I don't get
and
it.
then Jake Paul's just like, oh, basketball player? Let's go. Oh, fellow YouTuber? Bang, bang, bang.
I wish Nate Robinson won that, but
Yeah, no. There's a lot of funny memes that came from it.
you're not going to beat it. I think Jake Paul, I can't believe I'm talking about these guys on the podcast.
That's okay. I saw a funny meme where it was like when your friends stay late and you knock out while watching a movie, and it's like Conor McGregor laying on one side of the couch and Nate Robinson like
That's
on
funny.
the other side on his stomach.
I mean, Nate Robinson, trained for 4 or 5 months. Jake Paul has been boxing for 2 or 3 years. You're not going to win if you've been only trained for 4 months.
Especially with Jake Paul being a lot bigger than Nate Robinson.
Yeah. Listen, enough of these jerks. I don't want to talk about them anymore.
Hey, we're talking about actual sports, though. We're not talking about their YouTube channels.
No.
Baseball?
Baseball.
All righty. Let's start with... I want to start with this one. Rockies trade Nolan Arenado to the Cardinals.
Yes, last night.
Yep. And in addition to Nolan Arenado, the Rockies will be sending the Cardinals a cool, crisp $50 million. Want to know what's a cool, crisp $50 million?
Who?
Jake Paul's offer to Conor McGregor. Sorry, I had to say it. Because I believe that's actually what his offer was.
It was.
Yeah, so I don't know who's going to the Rockies in return. Do you have the names?
CBS Sports, R.J. Anderson has confirmed Rockies expect to retain the you said $50 million of the $199 million remaining.
Yep.
Lefty Austin Gumber, righties Jake Wolford and Angel Rendon, first baseman Lucan Baker and outfielder Juan Torres are headed to the Rockies in exchange for Arenado.
Okay.
Thank God he did not end up on the Yankees because I know the Yankees
Tried.
last year were so close to acquiring him.
Yeah, but the Yankees have. We would like to think they have no money, but the Yankees always have money.
Oh, yeah.
They could have 10 people signed to 10-year, $300 million contracts and be like, yeah, there's no way the Yankees could sign this guy and sign that guy.
No.
It's like,
You know who's probably happy about this, though?
who?
What's his name? Noah. Noah's a Cardinals fan.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, actually, no, let's see if he's tweeted about it. You read the next one, and I'll find.
Will's doing that. The Cardinals recently signed Adam Brainwright and expect to re-sign Yadier Molina in the coming days. Once Arenado Trae's official, Cardinals manager Mike will deploy the regular lineup. Looks something like this. So, second baseman Tommy Edman Leonoff, shortstop Paul
He didn't give his
DeJong.
thoughts.
No.
He said, I want to wait till the full details of the trade are released before I give my thoughts, and that was 3 hours
it's
ago.
official now. Paul DeJong, Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt, Dylan Carlson, Dexter Flower, Yadier Molina, Harrison Barter, and obviously number 9, the pitcher spot. Geez, so you're going to have Nolan Arenado batting third and Paul Goldschmidt batting fourth. That's a pretty damn good lineup, having those two guys back-to-back.
Yeah. Definitely. Cardinals, maybe a contender this year. We'll have to see.
Gumber 27 owns a 3.72 ERA in 104 MLB games with St. Louis. MLB ranks the 20-year-old Torres a 9 prospect in the Cardinals system and says the final product could be above the average big leaguer who offers value in all factors of the game. MLB also ranks Robinson Baker of the number 13 and 23 prospects in the system. Wolford is 24, unranked, had a 5.57 ERA in 21 innings. So, it's a pretty big trade.
No, 100%. Big trade.
But thank God he was not to the Yankees again because that would have not been good.
Yeah, read your next story, sir.
Curt Schilling wants to be removed from the Baseball Hall of Fame ballot in 2022.
Why? Let's hear it.
So there was voting on Tuesday, and no one made it to first time since 2013. The closest former player of the 75% threshold was Curt Schilling, who just got 71% of the vote.
Still a lot.
Oh, yeah. Players can stay on the ballot 10 years before falling off. I got a text.
Is that what that ding was?
Yeah. Schilling says he wrote a letter to the Baseball Hall of Fame on Monday, which he started on social media. Schilling says he doesn't hold any ill toward the hall itself. He said, "I will not participate in the final year voting. I'm requesting to be removed from the ballot." He wrote, "I'll defer to the veterans committee and men whose options actually matter and who are in the position to actually judge a player. I don't think I'm a Hall of Famer, as I've often stated. But if former players think I am, then I'll accept with the honor."
Alrighty.
I definitely think he's a Hall of Famer. No, he had a good career. No, 6-time All-Star, 3-time World Series champion. Came out big in 2007 for the Red Sox in that postseason run.
Yep.
He has 3,000 strikeouts. His win-loss record is 216 wins, 146 losses.
Pretty good.
But the only thing that's hurting him, he's never won a Cy Young.
I was going to ask if it was his ankle.
Yeah, but that was in 2004, the bloody sock.
I know, but you said the only thing that's hurting him.
Good one.
Thank you.
But no, not having Cy Young in his ankle. But
Yeah.
a big thing that's also holding Curt Schilling back from Hall of Fame is I heard he was rude to the media. He's tweeted stuff in the past when Donald Trump was in office. That's going to hurt you.
I personally don't think political opinion should take away from career achievement.
No, but obviously it's
That's just me.
2021 and people are going to get offended over a lot.
Yeah. Can't really help it at this point.
Some of the players that were on the ballot was Curt Schilling, 71.1%, 16 short of induction. Barry Bonds, 61.8. Roger Clemens, 61.6. Scott Rowland, 52.9. And Omar Valdez, 49.1. So the BBWAA did not vote a player in the Hall of Fame in 1945, 1946, 1950, 1958, 1960, 71, 96, 2013, and now 2021. That's so rare that you didn't see any players getting voted into Hall of Fame. You won't especially see Barry Bonds ever probably get in, Roger Clemens probably ever get in, especially guys like Sammy Sosa who are all linked to steroids.
Yeah.
Let's sing for Barry Bonds, home run leader, one of the greatest hitters of all time, but you're going to have that mark right next to your name in history that's saying you use steroids.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Red Sox and Yankees have made a trade.
Yeah.
Yankees trade Adam
Ottavino
to the Red Sox in a rare deal. He's 35, signed a 3-year contract worth $27 million with the Yankees prior to 2019 season. In 2 seasons with the Yankees, appeared 97 games and compiled a 2.76 ERA with 2.31 strikeouts. I think it's a great deal for the Red Sox. They definitely need help coming out of the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little history between the Red Sox and the Yankees trading.
Let's hear it.
Obviously, good one I just said. But in July 31st, 2014, prior to the Monday swap, the two sides last agreed to move back at the 2014 trade deadline. The Yankees sent Kelly Johnson to Boston in an exchange for Steven Drew. Steven Drew, yep.
Boy.
It proved nothing. I'm not reading that. I don't care.
I'm not reading that. I don't care.
August 13, 1997, Yankees dealt Tony Armors Jr. and Jim Mercer for Mike Stanley and Randy Brown. In 1986, where the hell is it?
I don't know. You tell me.
The Yankees swapped Don Baylor and Mike Easler in a trade that the Yankees came out ahead. Don't know who those guys are. And the biggest one of all time, December 26, 1919, the Yankees purchased Babe Ruth from the Red Sox exchange for $100,000.
Insane.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure.
Alexa, how much is $100,000 in 1919 worth today?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, adjusted for
Inflation. It said 1950 though.
She's an
I'm
idiot.
just gonna type it in. Alexa, shut up. You didn't give me the answer I wanted. 100,000 in 1919 today. Wow.
How much?
It's
Is it insane?
Inflation, it's a steal.
How much?
Just over 1.5 million. And Trout's getting like 40 million a year.
So that trade happened today. Babe Ruth is playing right now. That trade would be worth $1.5 million.
Yeah.
Jesus, speaking about money.
Speaking of
Phillies re-signed JT Realmuto to a 5-year deal worth $115.5 million. Realmuto just turned 30 and will turn 30 in March, is the game's best all-around catcher, and will be paid like it. The $115.5 million guaranteed is the largest deal for any catcher in NBA history, behind Joe Mauer, $184 million contract, and Buster Posey, $159. Realmuto's deal establishes a new average salary for a catcher. So obviously, Realmuto will make $23.1 million. Joe Mauer made $23 million. Yadier Molina with the Cardinals, $20 million. Buster Posey with Giants, $18.5 million. And Yasmar Grandal, Brewers and White Sox, $18.25 million. That's a lot of money.
That's a ton.
And I did not
Way more than Ruth.
And I did not think he was going to return to the Phillies. I don't know where the Phillies are getting this money from. They gave Bryce Harper that huge contract. They're giving this guy this huge contract.
Science.
The Phillies, what are you going to do? They're going to be like the Eagles in the next couple of years who have no money.
Yeah. That's fine.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. The Eagles will come back eventually. Speaking of money as well, Cleveland Indians agreed a 1-year, $8 million deal with Eddie Rosario.
It's a good deal.
That's
Especially for the Indians. They're also going through a rebuild after trading Francisco Lindor.
Yep. Ken Griffey Jr. joins MLB as a senior advisor to Commissioner Rob Manfred.
That's pretty cool.
Griffey will serve as a consultant on multiple matters, most especially youth baseball development and promoting diversity at lower levels of the game, the league announced. As well, Griffey also will serve as the league ambassador at youth baseball initiatives and at signature events such as the All-Star Game and postseason. So, congratulations on your new position, Ken Griffey.
One of the greatest of all time.
And this article headline caught my attention. Expanded MLB playoffs? How about shrinking them instead?
Oh, interesting.
Yes. So the 2020 season required more than a few adjustments to make it happen. One of the biggest changes was the playoff bracket. For the first time ever, 16 teams, 8 from each league, reached the postseason. For now, it doesn't appear the season will be shortened to the extent of 2020. However, with much about this season to be decided, there have been no announcement about the size of the 2021 playoff field. But if it were up to the fans, the playoffs should shrink before they expand.
Okay.
According to the most recent SB Nation Reacts survey, a majority of fans would rather not have the playoff field expand beyond the standard 10 teams. Should there be expanded playoffs in 2021? 41% yes, 59% no. While some fans are willing to make an exception for some oddities that may happen in 2021, even fewer want those changes to stay in place. Only about a third of fans want an expanded playoff format to be put in place permanently, which was 35% yes and 65% no. The playoff field expanded from just 4 teams to 8 teams for the first time in 1995, the year before I was born, with the first inclusion of a wild card team. Then a second wild card team was added in 2012 with the first wild card games.
Yep, I remember that.
While 16 teams may not be realistic for a normal season, the idea of expanding the playoffs has been considered by baseball. But it's clear, if anything, fans would rather have fewer teams in the postseason. 31% of MLB fans said they would most prefer an 8-team playoff bracket. That's followed by 27% that want to return to a 10-team bracket. Only 30% want the playoffs to expand in any way. And let's see. And even less than that. Looks like it's like 12.5%-ish wanted like 6 teams to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I like what they did last year.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that? Think they should permanently expand it, or?
Yeah, what they did last year was cool, but that was just because it was shortened season. The MLB is going to do what they want. They're going to do what they do to get ratings and money.
Yeah.
And if that's going to extend the playoffs, they're going to extend the playoffs.
Yep.
I mean, look what the NFL did. They had, 2 more wild card games?
Yep.
So I think, the MLB did the same thing last year. I'm sure they're going to keep it that way if they do.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. John, more baseball.
Marshawn Tatanka returns to Japan. It's Orton Eagles after 7 seasons with the Yankees.
Your Eagles.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Over the 7th season with the Yankees, Tatanka went 78
Did
and
you say
40.
Tatanka?
Yep, that's how I want to say it. Tatanka.
That's a wrestler, John.
Went 78 and 46 with the 3.74 ERA. He was a 2-time All-Star with the Yankees and finished 7th in the AL Cy Young back in 2016. He also made 10 postseason starts for the Yankees with a 3.33 ERA. This past season, he made 10 appearances across the obviously shortened 60-game regular season with a 3.56 ERA. Coming into the season, our R.J. Anderson, which is from CBS Sports, ranked him 10th among 2020-21 free agents in MLB. He released a statement saying, I can't even speak. I wanted to make sure and touch base with you. And thank you for all the love and support you have given me the past 7 seasons. He wrote on Twitter, I feel extremely fortunate and have the opportunity to take the field a member as New York Yankees and play in front of all you passionate fans, except past last season because no one was there.
Yep.
It's been an honor and a privilege. So we will no longer, as Red Sox fans, be seen seeing him, but they have signed Corey Kluber to a low-cost deal and swung on a trade for Pirates Jameson Telon. He wasn't a bad pitcher. I remember coming into the season when he came to MLB.
Yeah.
It was obviously Yankees and Red Sox going at him, but
I feel like the Japanese pitchers always start off good, and then you.
yeah, look at
Weakness.
Daisuke. Daisuke was unhittable when he first started, and all of a sudden, what
then
happened?
just- They figured
Him
him
out.
out.
Yep.
Any more baseball?
Nope, that's it.
All right, let's talk about your Eagles, baby.
Great.
Eagles sign Michael Clay as their new special teams coordinator.
Who? The freak is that?
He was the assistant special teams coach for the San Fran 49ers.
Don't know who that is. I don't know who the fuck Nick Sirianni was either.
So this might throw you off a little more, maybe. News of the Eagles interviewing Clay emerged earlier this week. He was also said to be drawing interest from the Jets.
That would make sense.
BleedingGreenNation.com. He's like, here's what we previously wrote about Clay. Clay played linebacker at Oregon under Chip Kelly from 2009 to 2012.
Don't ever say that name again.
Chip Kelly.
Stop it.
After spending the 2013 offseason as an undrafted rookie free agent with the Miami Dolphins, Clay reunited with Kelly on the Eagles coaching staff in 2014. Here's an overview of his coaching experience thus far. 2014, Philadelphia Eagles defensive quality control coach. 2015, Eagles assistant special teams coach. 2016, 49ers assistant special teams coach. 2017, 49ers assistant special teams coach, assistant strength and conditioning coach. 2018 to 2020, 49ers assistant special teams coach. As you can see, Clay followed Kelly to San Fran and was able to stick around on Kyle Shanahan's staff. Here's how the special teams units that Clay has been on have ranked in terms of Football Outsiders DVOA. 2014, first. 2015, 10th. 2016, 17th. 2017, 11th. 2018, 14th. 2019, 12th.
Wait,
2020,
what was before 12?
14.
So went back up.
And then 2020, 23rd. So, it's been some time since the Eagles special teams unit was a legitimate strength, so it'd be nice to see Clay come in and fix that. Guess how old Clay is?
When was he in Oregon?
2009 to 2012.
I'm gonna say 36. Just a
I
guess.
gave you the answer.
Huh?
I think I gave you the answer.
What?
29.
Oh, I
I
thought.
accidentally said 29 instead of the year.
Oh, as a.
Like I'm
Whatever.
glad you thought 29. I just forgot the zeros.
Yeah.
So it worked out on my end. So the 29-year-old Clay is now the youngest coordinator in the NFL.
We'll see if it works out. I mean, he did pretty decent with the 49ers.
Yep.
Just those up and downs.
That distinction previously belonged to Carolina Panthers offensive coordinator Joe Brady, who was 31. Clay is the only coordinator in their 20s, and he's about 4 years younger than the next youngest special teams coordinator. In case you were wondering, Clay isn't the youngest coordinator in NFL history. Sean McVay became the Washington football team's offensive coordinator before he turned 28 back in 2014.
Wow.
Yeah, so Clay is just the latest addition to a relatively youthful coaching staff that the Eagles have assembled this offseason. Looking at their ages across the board, we got Michael Clay, 29, is the youngest special teams coordinator. We got we'll do youngest oldest. We got Shane Steichen, 35, is the sixth youngest offensive coordinator. Jonathan Gannon, 37, is the fourth youngest defensive coordinator. How do you not know your coaches, John?
I never heard of these guys in my life.
And Nick Sirianni, 39, is the
Two and
seventh youngest head coach.
2-14, baby. Let's go, Eagles.
With the Eagles going through a retooling period, as Jeffrey Lurie described it, they seem to be hoping this young staff can grow together.
Let's hope. I mean, yeah.
Well, there's your Eagles out of the way. Let's talk about former Eagle now. Raiders wide receiver Nelson Aguilar reportedly told teammates they sucked after a meltdown versus Dolphins.
You should be talking, boy. Remember the guy who could have caught the game-tying touchdown against the Patriots back a couple years ago and he dropped it? Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Stay humble.
So the The Raiders blew a 3-point lead with 19 seconds left on a night in which Aguilar had 5 catches for 155 yards. The result put the Dolphins a step closer to the playoffs, though they ultimately didn't make it, and put the Raiders another loss closer to a 500 season, despite going 6-3 entering Week 11. It didn't sit well with Aguilar, the former Eagles star and Super Bowl winner who signed a 1-year deal with the Raiders. The wide receiver reportedly stormed into the locker room after a loss and lit into his teammates. He reportedly screamed at them, and per Topher's report, head coach John Gruden didn't seem unsupportive of the move. Let's see. Aguilar, according to those in the room, said his teammates were selfish and they didn't work hard enough, and that they had to quit against the Dolphins as well. In the previous 2 losses, he said there was no accountability in the locker room, and on winning teams, players play for one another and the coaches. The Raiders' performance over the previous 6 games was unacceptable, and too many people within the team were just flat out accepting it. Aguilar told his teammates that they sucked. Then, according to witnesses, he was done and there was silence. Gruden didn't respond, and neither did any of the players. When contacted Thursday night about the speech, Gruden texted, "I love Aguilar."
That's a type of culture I would not be a part of if no one steps up to the plate like Aguilar did. I mean, then you start 6-3, you finish the way they did.
Yeah.
And John Gruden obviously did nothing about it. That's the type of guy I would not want to play for.
Yep.
If I was a coach, I look at him and say, "You're part of this as much as they are." I guess whatever the saying is, you're part of it as much as. What do you guys know what I mean? Just leave me alone.
Yeah. So since we talked about kind of 2 Eagles things in a row, I see you have Eagles on the screen.
Yep.
Let's just continue the Philly train.
Nick Sirianni won't commit to quarterback plans. Praises both Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts.
Carson Hurts and Jalen.
I took your job, motherfucker. We had 2 quarterbacks in Carson and Jalen. They're both top notch. What the hell? They are top notch. That are top notch quarterbacks. Does that make any sense?
Top notch quarterback. Yeah.
Sirianni said to reporters Friday, a lot of teams don't have any. So just really excited to work with the both of them. As far as a starting quarterback, I haven't really thought about that yet. They haven't crossed my mind. Just trying to evaluate those players and team and get the staff together. Sirianni said that he did speak with Carson, but also he couldn't answer if Wentz will actually be back with the Eagles. The coach, he likes the idea of having 2 quarterbacks at the moment, but I mean you got to pick one or the other. I think he did good with Philip Rivers. Changed Philip Rivers around because he was a awesome coordinator. I think you can change Carson Wentz around.
Yeah,
and you can throw Jalen Hurts in there and just like Tyson Hill. But I mean, do just the way Carson Wentz played last year, it was not good.
Yeah. So, just read all your football stories that are non-Super Bowl team related, and we'll cover all Super Bowl team related stuff last.
Okay.
That's Patrick. Go ahead.
Did the Patriots attempt to acquire Stephon Diggs and result Tom Brady leaving? Here's how close a deal was. Where is it? Obviously with Tom Brady and Stephon Diggs both. This is from last week. I'm not reading that spot. The actual deal on its own proved to be a true game changer for the Bills, who finally got a receiver to pair with Josh Allen. In the aftermath, New England declined to go full stream to acquire Stephon Diggs March 16th. Tom Brady officially announced on March 17th that he'd be leaving the organization, signing elsewhere in free agency. Could acquiring Stephon Diggs have also cemented that Tom Brady would have made in New England for his future? It's hard to say, but it doesn't say anything about how close the deal was. Oh, there it is. In fact, the Vikings even called the Patriots back to see if they would improve on Buffalo's final offer, which was 4 picks, including 21st first rounder Justin Jefferson, and the Patriots declined. So the Patriots had a chance to keep to acquire Stephon Diggs. If they get that, Tom Brady stays, and this could be the Patriots in the Super Bowl versus it wouldn't make any sense.
It's going to be Patriots Chiefs.
No, I was gonna say Bucks, but they wouldn't have made it. So it could be
Patriots Packers or something.
Patriots Packers, yeah. Yeah, that close, and
Finally
Patriots
would've
said, "Yeah, fuck
gotten
that. I'm not getting that."
Brady Rogers Super Bowl.
We have an NFC Championship
Yeah, and now we got GOAT
versus
versus
future GOAT.
Baby GOAT.
I saw a picture on Twitter and it said, it was a picture of Hulk Hogan and The Rock at whatever WrestleMania it was, and said, "This what the Super Bowl is." And some guy in the comments was like, "No, that's Hulk Hogan and The Rock." I was like,
If you were listening to the audio, I just face palmed a little bit.
Deshaun Watson reportedly ranked order of teams he wants to be traded to.
Jets, Dolphins, Lions, Tigers.
Speaking about
Dolphins.
Lions, Matthew Stafford is on the trading block, and the Patriots right now, he'll be a Patriot. Maybe
I'd be okay with Matthew Stafford.
I like Matthew Stafford. According to Armando Salguero, botched that, but who cares? The Miami Herald, Watson prefers to play for the New York Jets, his number one, and his number two option would be the Miami Dolphins. He also reported that Watson told people that the Jets are his top preference because they recently hired Robert Saleh to be the new head coach. Watson reportedly valued Saleh so much he wanted the Texans to interview him for the open head coach. Just the Dolphins. I mean, they just drafted Tua, so
Yeah.
I don't see him going there.
Yep.
So you could see, Deshaun Watson's a good quarterback. Josh Allen's a good quarterback. So if both those guys in the AFC East,
And then imagine if Matthew Stafford goes to the Patriots, too.
that could be good. Then you got the who's the other team in there? Oh, the Dolphins.
Dolphins, Jets.
Good luck, Dolphins.
Tua, Allen.
And Stafford, if it
And
happens.
Watson.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
It'd be
good.
an interesting division, to
Yeah.
say the least. It'd be basically be like anything goes.
Yeah.
At that point.
That's all I had for our 9 teams that were in the Super Bowl.
All right. So we're gonna go Super Bowl topics.
Oh, wait.
Go ahead.
Tom Brady, a senior, guesses Bill Belichick is on a little bit of a hot seat right now after their son reaches. Actually, you know what?
That is Super Bowl related.
Okay,
Let's go.
sorry.
Well, that's okay.
Fuck.
We jumped into the Super Bowl stuff, so go ahead. It fits.
So Tom Brady's dad obviously said that Bill Belichick is on the hot seat, which I kind of can agree with. Robert's been spectacular owner for 25 years. He's in sense of his feelings for Tommy when he expresses his feelings. It's vice versa. The elder Brady told Georgina, it was an interview with Karen Georgina of the Boston Herald. Tommy feels the same way with Robert Kraft. He's an extraordinarily close relationship with him. I know Robert is rooting for Tommy right now. And I know Jonathan, Danny, and the whole family. There is no question of that. And of course, there is no one noticeable immersion from the remarks Bill Belichick. I guess he's a little bit of a hot seat right now, Brady Sr. said.
Yeah, I can do that.
I mean, I thought Bill Belichick was going to lead the Patriots to the playoffs. It was a disaster season.
Yeah, I think a big factor of it too was a new quarterback
Yes.
with not really an off season.
Yeah.
It was kind of late that the Patriots signed Newton. So
Yeah.
later than people said that he was going to end up going there anyways.
And also, Bill Belichick is really not good at drafting. No, I don't think he's.
Yeah.
I mean, all you can really say, one of the greatest draft picks he had is Tom Brady, and that's really it. I mean, Gronk.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's going to be a weird time seeing the Patriots like this. I never thought I would see it.
Fun fact about Gronk, he's never missed the playoffs.
Really?
Let's figure out that, Every
Fun
year
fact.
Gronk's been in the NFL, he made it to the playoffs.
So when you guys go after this podcast, go up to your dad, and if your dad's a football fan,
Tell him.
give him a little test.
Fun fact.
And if he
Which
listens
tight
to
end
us,
hasn't
then
missed the playoffs in any of his NFL seasons? Rob Gronkowski, baby. So, Patrick Mahomes has hilarious reaction to Jets coach Robert Saleh's advice on containing him.
all right.
So, you'll probably get a chuckle out of it. So, you've got to be relentless, Saleh said on Pro Football Talk Live Thursday. You have to be relentless. Just when you think you might have him, he might step 2 steps back and then throw off his back foot. I mean, he has ridiculous arm talent. He's got tremendous accuracy. He's got tremendous mobility.
Yeah.
All true. But anytime you're a pass rusher, you just understand that he might do his little old man jog in between plays where it looks like his feet hurt. Don't kid yourself. He's got tremendous mobility. His arm strength is ridiculous. You have to be relentless all the way through. and understand that there could be a play and a second play that happens just because of his ability to extend plays and make throws that other people can't. And Mahomes had a funny response to Saleh's comments on social media. So Pro Football Talk tweeted, Robert Saleh's advice to Bucs defensive linemen trying to chase Patrick Mahomes includes this. Don't be fooled by his, quote, little old man jog between plays where it looks like his feet hurt. And Patrick Mahomes just hit that quote tweet with a bunch of laughing, crying eye emojis. Just thought it was hilarious. Hey, vacuum. So, yeah.
That's funny.
And then, why the Buccaneers won't be wearing their classic creamsicle uniforms in home Super Bowl against the Chiefs.
I think it has something to do with like the helmet or something.
Yep. As the home team in Super Bowl 55.
Which is really weird.
Yep. The Buccaneers were given the first choice of uniform color for the big game this year, and instead of going with their pewter home jerseys, the Buccaneers surprised some of their fans by making the decision to wear white.
I think one of the reasons why is Tom Brady, when he was on the Patriots, every time he wore a white jersey in the Super Bowl, they won.
I'll have to look into that.
And
Interesting.
the only time they lost is when against the Eagles.
Was he wearing white?
Yet the 2 Giants ones, he's wearing blue.
Ooh. I'll have to.
Another
That's a fun fact for you guys.
Fun.
One option that the team didn't consider was wearing their old creamsicle uniforms for the game, which was a major disappointment to many Buccaneers fans who were hoping to see the Bucs break out their iconic creamsicle jerseys for the Super Bowl. At Ryan_Iverson tweeted, at Buccaneers, creamsicles or we riot.
I wonder if NFL teams...
He only got 5 likes.
Poor guy.
I don't know why hey, he made it into this article, though.
I wonder if NFL teams can wear throwbacks in the Super Bowl. I would love that if 2 teams one year decide to wear both throwbacks. That'd be so friggin' dope.
You probably could. So, the Buccaneers originally wore their creamsicle uniforms from 76 to 96.
Mm-hmm.
With the Buccaneers making history being the first team to ever play the Super Bowl at home, fans felt it would have made some sense for the team to break out their creamsicle look. Here's a tweet that put Tom Brady in said uniform. And looks pretty sick if you ask me.
That'd be dope. My stepdad's a Buccaneers fan, so he would like that. But
Oh, he is?
yeah,
So you had a bunch of friends who were a Brady fan and then your dad.
he's always been a Buccaneers fan back in the 70s when he liked those jerseys.
Yeah.
Too bad, Joe. Guess what's going to happen next Sunday? Chiefs are winning. Break it to you.
No. Unfortunately for everyone who loves the creamsicle uniforms, that look wasn't really an option for this year due to an NFL rule that has been in place since 2013. 8 years ago, the league created a one-shell rule for safety purposes, which meant that teams could only wear one helmet per season. The NFL's belief is that a worn-in helmet is safer for players to wear than a brand new one that hasn't yet conformed to their head.
Just make it the way you make these helmets, idiots.
Before the rule was implemented, the Buccaneers would occasionally wear a creamsicle throwback, but they decided to stop in 2013 after the NFL passed its one-helmet rule. The problem for the Buccaneers was simple. They always wore a white helmet with their creamsicle uniforms, but after the team switched to a pewter helmet, they stopped wearing the creamsicle jersey because they simply felt like it didn't match the pewter helmets. And although I know nothing about fashion, they are definitely right about that.
Yeah, true.
Because imagine the Buccaneers helmet with that bright orange uniform. I could see it.
Yeah.
Due to the one helmet rule, the Buccaneers have only been allowed to wear their pewter helmet for the past 8 years. The last time the Buccaneers wore the creamsicle uniforms came in Week 7 of 2012.
Yep.
Although you'll occasionally see a team wearing a throwback uniform with a different helmet, that only happens because the team is simply changing the decal on their helmet. For instance, the Bears have worn their classic 1936 look multiple times because it doesn't require them to wear a different helmet.
Interesting.
The good news for Buccaneers fans is that the creamsicle uniforms could return as soon as 2021. Back in March, the NFL was asked about potentially changing the one helmet rule following the 2020 season, and the league didn't rule it out. There will be no change for the 2020 season, the NFL said in a statement. There are ongoing discussions for potential changes for the 2021 season, but no decisions have been made. If the league does change the rule, one person who would probably be pretty happy is Tom Brady. Not only was the Buccaneers quarterback pushing for the creamsicle jerseys in late September, but he also honored Tampa Bay's unique uniform history by wearing creamsicle-colored shirt to a recent press conference. And boom.
There it is.
There it is. Yeah, we'll show it to the camera. There's the color. Oh, that's where it ends. It was a very abrupt ending.
The jerseys are sweet, the Buccaneers throwbacks.
Yeah. any more Super Bowl related stuff, we're gonna do the pick next week.
Oh yeah. By Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes will make Super Bowl history as they will take their first steps.
First snaps.
First snap steps, same thing.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, because Patrick Mahomes could take a step on the field and then roll his ankle, and then the first snap never happens for him.
As soon as they take their first snaps in the Super Bowl 55, Brady and Mahomes will make even more NFL history.
I guess.
Yep.
Biggest age difference between quarterbacks in the Super Bowl?
Let's see. Brady and Mahomes have become the first winning quarterbacks from the previous 2 Super Bowls to face each other in the Super Bowl. As owned by
That's interesting.
NFL Network source Einstein, Brady is 2 years removed from leading the Patriots to a 13-3 victory over the Rams in the Super Bowl 53. Last February, Mahomes rallied the Chiefs to come behind win over the 49ers to claim Kansas City's first title in 50 years. While the previous 2 Super Bowls winning Super Bowl quarterbacks have never faced each other in the Super Bowl, there have been 6 previous Super Bowls played where the quarterbacks who already won a Super Bowl. Here's a look at the quarterbacks who played in those games. Roger Staubach and Terry Bradshaw, Steelers won 21-17. Roger Staubach and Terry Bradshaw again, Steelers won 35-31. Jim Plunkett, Joe Theismann, Raiders in Washington, Raiders won 38-9. Ben Roethlisberger and Kurt Warner, Steelers won 27-23. Tom Brady, Eli Manning, Giants won 21-17.
Boo.
And Super Bowl 49, Tom Brady, 48, right? Super Bowl, Tom Brady and Russell Wilson should have ran the ball. Pages won 28.
If Russell should have ran the ball, Wilson.
28-24.
And now Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes are on that list. With
Yep.
An undetermined score. So Tom Brady's on that list 3 times. Makes sense when you've won 6 Super Bowls. About to be 7, baby.
No way.
Yes way.
Bruce Aaron says Buccaneers will get beat. What the fuck? This is from last week.
Yeah, John. Old article, John. Abort. We're 57 minutes in. Abort. We got to restart the whole thing. You messed up.
Bruce Arians.
Hope you didn't delete your articles.
I did.
I know, that's what I said.
Bruce Arians is not excited to take on Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce.
Oh, why would you?
I also remember last week, back in week 12, when these 2 teams faced off, that game did not start off well for the Buccaneers. I mean, you go back and look at that game and what the match we had. Arians said, Viva Pro Football Talk. I'm not really excited playing Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. That's a formidable challenge, but our guys are up to it. In the 27-24 loss, the Buccaneers suffered to the Chiefs early in the season. Mahomes completed 37 of his 49 passes for 462 yards and 3 touchdowns. Kelce caught 8 passes for 82 yards. It was Hill who stole the show, however, as the best performance of his career, recording 269. Yeah, baby. Ooh. And 3 touchdowns through the air and 13 receptions. The Chiefs jumped out to a 7-0 lead in the first quarter, and never trailed. I don't see the Super Bowl being like that the way it was in Week 12. Bucs defense has been phenomenal lately, except last. I mean, it's been okay. Last week, Aaron Rodgers kind of ate them up. Through I think it was either 3 or 4 touchdowns. Tom Brady really didn't play well last week. He threw 3 or 4 interceptions. It was. He definitely can't play like that against the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the type of team you don't want to turn the ball over, because once you turn the ball over against them, that offense is going to ram you up the ass.
Just like that COVID test.
Yep.
Get up there.
But I'm excited for the Super Bowl. I really am.
I know, me too.
I love the Super Bowl. I don't care what team is in it. I always
Come
watch
to
it.
Bobby's.
That's what you're doing?
Yeah.
There's actually been one Super Bowl I did not watch from start to finish. It was back when the Colts and Bears played each other.
It'll be my first Super Bowl in 2 years that I've watched. I didn't watch last year.
You didn't? Oh, yeah, you were in Japan. That's
I was
right.
in Japan last year. We watched maybe like the last 10 minutes on his phone.
You still talk to him?
Yeah, he literally just texted me like 2 minutes ago. He was like, yo, we were in Japan a year ago.
That's funny. We're talking about,
Yeah.
one of his friends.
Yeah. Got all your articles done?
Yeah.
All right, John. Where can they find you on the internet?
You can follow my Instagram. You guys don't follow me, but that's okay because you guys are a couple of clowns. John O'Halloran 15. My Twitter is _John_O'Halloran. I'm not going to spell it out because I spelled it out numerous freaking times for you guys.
Just listen to a past episode.
And one before that.
Yeah. You can follow me on both Twitter and Instagram at William McCluskey. You can follow the show on both Twitter and Instagram at TTLPod. Please rate, review, and subscribe on your preferred listening platforms. Subscribe to the YouTube for the video version of this podcast, where we upload it roughly an hour and a half or so after the audio.
Yes.
That goes on Anchor. I usually choose between 2 and 3 p.m. on Saturdays when we record it early in the morning. So, John.
Share with your friends, your family, your coworkers, your mailman, your neighbor, your grocery man, whoever. Just share it. Get this podcast out there because you guys are helping us out.
Yeah, and we will see you next week.